Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Scott. There's Dave, and special guest today, our good friend Dalton. Dalton, thank you for coming on.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Anytime. Dalton is a co-worker of mine and a good friend who turned me on to wrestling. And then we talk all the time about wrestling and go to wrestling matches and talk about big men slapping meat. Interesting.
Big sweaty men.
Big sweaty men.
And underwear.
Slapping meat. Yes. Yes, folks, it is that kind of podcast. I do have a movie today. It is Remember the Titans, Denzel Washington. Holy shit, what a pick, Dalton. What a fucking pick. Sorry, folks, I got a little excited. I do try and keep it down, but man, what a movie. I want to roll it back just a little bit. We went to a live event for the CWF wrestling recently, and Dalton, you brought your girlfriend's younger brother, Xavier. Yeah. And I saw afterwards you got to take him around and get some pictures. What was the ride home with him like?
I actually have a fun story. He loves Jack McGuire.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just the energy, the unusualness of Jack McGuire, just constantly. He loves it. And he got a picture at the one that we went to before the last one. And that just instantly became his favorite.
Right.
But on the ride home, he was talking about, his favorite people. He likes Ronan and Chris Mason. He was kind of a little upset that Chris Mason, didn't win. It was a DQ. But he was like talking about getting in the ring and taking a picture with Marshall Briggs.
Nice.
But I think it was last week I went over there, and he stays after school in this craft club. And I'm sitting there, and they come home. He's like, "Hey, I made something for you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And he comes out. He has this jar. I should have got it. It's downstairs. He has this jar, and they were working with glass mosaic tiles at their craft club. And he's like, "Yeah, I made a jar." And he pulls it out. It's a white piece of paper wrapped around this jar, and it says, "This is Jack McGuire's jar." And it only has 2 glass tiles on it. And they're supposed to be like making like mosaics. He puts 2 glass tiles on it, and he's done in like 10 minutes. And he's like, I was like, "Did you finish that early?" And he was like, "Yeah, I just sat there for like 30 minutes.
Oh, geez.
So I told him, I was like, "Well, thank you. I love it. We should take this to the next show and get Jack to sign it. And then you can keep it."
Oh, nice.
So yeah, he's obsessed with it.
Oh,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I hope he gets the. Yeah, send a picture. Hopefully I can put it up here. But yeah,
it's right here.
Awesome. No, that's yeah, that's really cool that he got that. Hopefully he can get that signed.
Yeah, but he loves going to it.
That's cool.
For sure. But anyway, wow. So you're a school teacher. What grade?
Fifth grade.
Fifth grade.
Oh,
so what's the average age of the fifth grader?
11 to 12.
11 to 12. 11 to 12. Any of them wrestling fans?
Not that I know of yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I haven't tested those waters yet.
Yeah, you're going to have to be teaching them, And the next thing you know,
Smackdown.
No crotch chops there, and no. You're going to be we're going to see Dalton teaching school, and the students are going to be like, "What? What? What?" Or you can get him yeeting. We can yeet. Yeah. So anyway, oh man. So you picked a movie that is a favorite of yours. I know the other one, but the one we watched was Remember the Titans. Denzel Washington. I will watch that man if somebody films him reading the phone book.
Yeah, no kidding.
Phenomenal actor. You didn't tell me I need a box of Kleenex for this movie. I wasn't prepared for this to be as deep as it was. And I don't know what I was thinking this movie was. But folks, this is a sports movie, football movie, high school football movie based on a true story taking place in 1971 in Virginia. Schools are being integrated, and there's a lot of racial tension. I'm just going to stop right there and say this movie kills me because I was alive during this time and it didn't change in the 80s. This school felt very much, and it's like a spot I went to when we went and played. I was in an all-white school, and it was something different to see a team of all black or a mixed team. So this movie brought back a lot to me. So what about this movie?
Real quick, I'm from up north.
Yeah.
And I was the only white kid in an all black school for a couple of years. So when I finally moved to another spot that had majority white, I was like, okay, where's all the black kids? Where's all the Spanish kids? Where's everybody at?
Well, you were like the big white kid in the movie last.
Like I had no idea that was just really
Louis.
Weird. So it's funny that you and I have kind of similar but opposite.
Yeah.
It's just weird. How are you, Dalton? You're a child of the 90s. You're probably old.
No, he's a child of the 2000s.
I'm 22.
Child of the 2000s then.
We have Gen Z here.
Yep. Youngest one on the podcast so far, probably.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, because you are with some old people right now.
Old dudes.
Yeah. So this movie, what about it grabs you? Why is this like, when I said, what's your favorite movie? You're like, Remember the Titans.
Well, I first watched this when I was in high school. I love football. Like I'm borderline obsessed with it. And my dad, got me on this movie when I was in high school. I think it was probably during COVID, of course, when we were locked in and everything. I had to find something to watch. He was like, you should watch this. You really like it. This is up your alley. And I watched it for the first time. And I was like, for one, it's football. It's literally the whole movie, front to end, football. I've loved it just based on that. But there's just so many, after watching it time and time again, there's just so many different messages throughout it, which I'm sure we can get into.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many different messages throughout it. The big one being, racism. Of course, I don't know what it's like, in the 60s and 70s. I've only known it from the history books. So
the movie's accurate.
It's almost like watching a history book, seeing, the division and the fights and, just the hatred and seeing that just come together. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's a feel good movie, but it's also like an eye opening movie.
Yeah.
So I just like it. Like if I want a good watch that kind of gets me thinking, I'll go and watch that one.
One of my favorite characters, side background characters, almost a background character, is it Gary? Kid's name is Gary or Barry? Gary, right?
Gary Berger, the linebacker.
Yeah, so Gary's mom, because he wants to go play basketball, and she's like, no, we don't want those people here. You can't be with those people. And he's like, what? No, this is my buddy. And she's like, no, and then she's like, you're gonna go to church. I'm like, wow, I knew people like that. And then the kid comes over to the house, and as he's crossing the street, the cop car pulls up in front of him, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know anything about this scene coming up. You're just expecting the worst. The cop rolls down his window, and you're just waiting for it, man. You're just waiting for the hammer to drop on that poor black kid that's probably 16, 17 years old. And the cop's like, hey, good game last night. You guys did a really good job. And just drives off. He grabs the mom and hugs her. He picks her up and hi. It's the first time he's ever met the kid's mom, the other guy's mom, Gary's mom. He's giving her a hug, and she's like, doesn't know what to do. By the end of the movie, she's like all about Gary's friend. That was Preacher, right?
Julius.
No, that's Julius.
Okay. They all came up and got introduced so fast. I'm trying to remember who everybody was. Okay, Julius. And when she, by the end of the game or end of the movie, she's like sitting with everybody she's not supposed to be sitting with if you don't want to be kicked out of the clubs. And that's where she's sitting. She's sitting with her son's friends. And I was like, good. That was a good little story arc that I kept following. Like, oh, is this gonna be a payoff? Is this gonna be a payoff? Man, good story.
Well, I want to mention something about that, and not just that bit, but almost every character that had any screen time had a character arc, had a complete move to see what the other person was like. When the coach put them all and made them all get on the bus and sit next to somebody, black and white, all the way up and down through the bus, and that's who you're rooming with. That happened to every single person in this movie. They all turned around, including Denzel's character. That's what was beautiful, is seeing all this growth and all of this come together. And yeah, man, wow. There's a lot here.
They ended up having to one room with each other, but their assignment in order to stop with the 4-day practices was to get to know each other and write it down. And that's where I start seeing it click in their brains.
Right.
Is they have to learn each other, and then they start, they start off, obviously,
stupid,
borderline fighting with each other.
Yeah.
But
Julius and Gary didn't like each other.
No.
That's the best art throughout this thing, man.
Yeah, Gary was like, I don't like you, you don't like me, let's get this over with. But I think the turning point of that scene in that movie was the next morning. They had to wake up at the crack of dawn and hike however many miles to Gettysburg. Yeah. The cemetery or the battlefield, I couldn't remember.
It was a cemetery attached to the battlefield, which I'm telling you, if you've never been there, it's a place to go. I mean, it brings reality.
I'm glad you said that, and I'm sorry, Don, I'll come right back to you on that. But you mentioned it took him to Gettysburg, and what you had said is absolutely true. If you stand on that battlefield and think about what went down there, it's humbling. So seeing the kids, as you said, he took them there, and it's like,
well, that's what was going on, was just a civil war with your teammates, and I
brother
think
against brother,
and I think the reason, like what I took out of them going to Gettysburg was, the old saying, whoever doesn't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Right.
Exactly.
History repeats itself if you don't learn your lessons. And not trying to get, too deep into this, but that's kind of what's happening today.
Sure.
It's just over and over and over again,
Yep.
But that's that I feel like that's the turning point in the movie, and then it just starts, getting better and better. And I kind of like the movie in two parts. You have the first part, they're integrating, they're meeting each other, they hate each other, they have camp. Gettysburg, that's the first part. You go to intermission after that. I feel like there's a whole new movie in the second part of them just trying to chase that national championship. They're still trial. They still have issues. They're still trying to learn to trust each other. And then, they finally get there, and then, all the stuff happens, and they finally win. Because that's about the trust. That's kind of how football is. Just take racism out of it. Football, you have to trust your teammates. These and the offensive linemen, for example, they got to protect their quarterback, and that we saw that in the movie. What's his name? Ray. Gary
wouldn't block.
Yeah, Gary's buddy. Yeah.
No, Ray wouldn't block. Ray
wouldn't block.
Ray wouldn't block for Rev, the quarterback, because of his skin color. And I think it was very brave of Gary to pull him aside and say, "Hey, you need to learn your blocking assignments," and then later kicks him off the team because he wasn't doing anything. But you have to earn that trust just in football. And then I feel like that just carries over to the racism lesson.
It's anything in team sports, and it's anything with just dealing with anybody, especially with football, because there's a lot on the line physically, and you have to be able to trust everybody. And we can just tie that into wrestling. If two wrestlers don't touch each other, there's a real chance somebody may not go home. So it's seeing that build and seeing that, you're right, that is a different movie. We go into your typical sports movie. We're chasing the championship. Dude, this thing is filmed brilliantly. It is.
You can break this down to 3 movies, going off of what Dalton said. In the beginning, when they all go to camp, they have the camp. That could have been a movie by itself. They could have ended that movie, stretched that out a little bit and then ended the movie. But instead, they come back to school. All the crap that they left initially,
it's still there.
Wasn't there anymore.
And they're like, what?
Now you have to fix the school. and everybody you know that's a tangent to you as a football player, black and white, they all have their problems, and everybody's trying to help the other people see, no, dude, it's okay. They're not all assholes. And that has to be worked on. And then that girl at the end, I think it's the final game, Gary's girlfriend walks up and shakes the guy's hand. I never actually met you. And he's like, what? And the guy's like, no, you
That's a big moment.
Girl. She puts her hand out. She's like, my name is whatever her name was. And he's like, I'm Julius. How are you? It's
like, a good moment.
Oh, had my tissue, thank goodness, because damn, tearjerker towards the end of the movie, just to let everybody know that watches this movie. But man, it was good. It was solid.
Absolutely. And I think I was telling Dalton earlier, I have movies that I watch that are inspirational and they, make me feel something deeply. And at the top of that list is It's a Wonderful Life. Well, Remember the Titans really, really moved me. So it joins my upper list of wow, I want to watch this when I want to be inspired and want to, just remember the Titans.
You said the thing.
Yes.
I think I just like how the movie is still like very relevant today.
Yeah.
Not in just the lesson, but just like pop culturally. Like I see, all the strong side, left side thing that Julius and Gary do, and the part where Coach Boone, Denzel Washington Machine's character, he's like you drop a pass, you run a mile.
Yeah.
You block a.
Yeah.
I think it's just the discipline. I like the discipline aspect of it. But I love at least once a season the NFL Titans, the Tennessee Titans. They do the intro dance that they do.
Do they really?
That's funny.
That is awesome.
So I like how it's still alive.
That is good because that was they all had to learn. And Coach Boone had to. Coach Yost had brought up, is that all you think about is winning?
Yeah.
Whatever. And he really had to make a change there. He had to, because he was chasing something, trying to prove something.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Or you talking about Coach Boone?
Coach Boone. Yeah. And Yost was too. Yost. What's funny, I love at the beginning of the movie, Yost is done dirty by just let's throw this guy in, and Coach Boone doesn't want to be that person because however, they take a moment to show what it meant. Even though if we just take away everything that happened, what it meant for the community to see somebody who looked like them all of a sudden leading the team. And when that team started to win, what did that do for the race relations in the town? They all came together. And that's a shame it took a winning football team to make everybody care about each other, but that's what happened. Right.
Well, let's be honest. They didn't throw Boone in there to win.
No,
they threw Boone in there to lose, so they could fire him, put Yost back in there, and continue with the.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what would have happened in that small town? And it's probably happened in a lot of towns like this, and in a lot of places. You can see how people. You and I've talked about like the kayfabe,
Yeah.
That's what that was. They were just trying to set somebody up for failure, and it backfired on everybody. Because even though Yost may have been pissed off the whole time, or for the better part of that season at Boone, he knew he was a good coach. He just was trying to rail him, like, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep you. And they fed off each other, and nobody was counting on that. They all thought Yost was just going to roll this guy over and bet. And
when Yost at that final game, when he's like, I need help or whatever, when he asked and that was the moment. And I love at the end when they're showing, this is a true story, folks. So it's definitely worth taking a look at, but it's, it shows that they were still friends, the coaches. And I find that really awesome. And it tells a little about every player in there. And it's, man, as far as, if we want to take this as just a sports movie, a football movie, it's shot so well. It has you on the edge of your seat. I'm screaming. I'm ready. I wish yes, I know, Dalton. I was going to say, I wish all sports were this exciting, but they can never be as exciting as a well edited thing. I mean, when you go back and watch Unreal about WWE on Netflix, that editing is phenomenal, and it makes you like, man, that match was amazing. It's like, I don't remember it moving that fast. You know? Right. So when you see clips edited together and stuff, it's like, oh wow. So very well done. Man, phenomenal sport movie, phenomenal movie.
Well, even with the scenes where they're actually playing football, as somebody who watches football, it kind of felt like I was watching a realistic game,
right? Yeah.
But just at different, angles. But,
it felt like I was there.
Yeah, yeah. But take away like, the lessons and the theme. I feel like there is enough comic relief in the movie to not make it such a downer at times.
Yeah, your mama jokes.
That's a mama joke right there. Like,
Gary was getting mad.
Yeah,
that was a moment. That was a moment. Julius was like, "Hold on, brother, hold on.
You gotta see what's going to happen here shortly."
and I love Ryan Gosling's character.
Yeah,
I do. I forget he's in the movie sometimes because he's so young.
Because I was like, that kid looks like Ryan Gosling, is what I thought when I saw.
Yeah, right?
Wait a second, but I love his character because he, he's the one that likes the country music and he's trying to get them to sing it.
That was
funny.
Then
at the end, he's singing "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" or whatever song he's singing. I can't remember. And then I love "Sunshine." Oh, sunshine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Louis. I like Louis too. Sidebar: have y'all seen Louis now?
He looks amazing. He's lost 250 something pounds.
Yeah,
looks phenomenal.
But I love his character too. Like, I just love how he shows up at when all the black members of the team were there. Yeah. He shows up and they're like, "What are you doing?
Who's this cracker?"
Because no white guys were there.
Yeah,
but see,
I'm here to play football. I'm from Jersey.
Yeah.
And I love his story too, because he's struggling to keep his grades up, and he wants to get into college. And then at the end, like the last game, he comes up to Coach Boone and he said, "I got C's. I got accepted into college." I was like, that's a really good just sidebar of the story.
Let me hit on that a moment, because that's one of the things I noticed this movie did. It flipped the script. Here we got a white boy trying to get into college, growing up in the ghetto of the trailer park. Mm-hmm. Usually we see all these movies about a struggling black youth doing through sports, and he finally made it, and it's make you feel good. They flipped it, and they did that a lot in here with a lot of things to make you really look at it. Well done. But yes, the fact that I felt so happy for Louis that he made it, and man, dude.
He didn't want to go to college. Wasn't that it? He was just saying, "I don't want to go to college." Nobody in my family's ever been to college.
Well, he just felt he was so stupid,
Get there, and his friend was like, "No, man, you can do this. You can do it. You just need."
He's like, "I did it."
Yeah, you just need C pluses.
He did it. He did it. They all did it.
And then Sunshine, Ronnie Bass.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing with him. The script is flipped, and he's the hippie boy.
Yeah. They flipped it to just show you that we're all alike. Mm-hmm. We all have the same struggles. It may just look different, but we all come from the same place and maybe have the same dreams, and there's much more in common.
Yeah, all those kids had the exact same doubts. All those kids had the exact same prejudices. The black
they just didn't know it.
Prejudice. Mm. The white kids had the same prejudice. It kind of reminded me of In the Still of the Night, or In the Heat of the Night.
In the Heat of the Night.
The Heat of the Night. With Sidney Poitier. Mm-hmm. They both had their prejudices in that movie, and they wind up working it all out. This movie's the same way. Everybody, even Boone, had certain prejudices. And
he did. Everybody did.
And they were hitting. And Yost would have never grown up had he not been talking to his daughter. If she wouldn't have said to him, basically tells him your pride's getting in the way.
Yeah. If I have one complaint about this movie, it's her character.
Don't complain about that little kid. She was adorable.
She was. What?
This is an overdone Tatum O'Neal. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It's the archetype of Tatum O'Neal's character, and I thought it was just overdone a bit. A little too much. She's a little too smart.
Let's say, for instance, if this kid really, really did that kind of stuff with her dad all the time.
She probably was really that into it. I believe it. I believe it, dude. I believe she probably was that obsessed with football. And I love when she's with Coach Boone's daughter. And she's Nothing in common at all, but they're still friends at the end.
Those two could have been further apart. I don't like
that. I liked. But I just felt it was okay. It's going to come down. Here's the hand of God. We're going through this little girl to steer this movie. And it's a nitpick, folks. I absolutely love this movie, and that is a nitpick. That's it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I thought, I suppose if I really let it in, it couldn't really bother me. But I think they played.
It didn't bother me. It's just like
because at first, like when her and Boone's daughter are sitting next to each other. They're in the stands, and she's doing like a play-by-play, and he needs to do this, I need to do that.
It's like, I don't care.
I don't care. And this kid couldn't have given a crap about football, man.
Yeah. I liked it. That was just it. I just felt I was watching the Bad News Bears, Tatum O'Neal there.
I see it. I know what you mean.
It's okay. It's okay. That definitely doesn't take it away from it. So that's for sure. But very pertinent movie. Denzel, phenomenal actor. This dude doesn't have to say anything. He just shows so much with his face. And
I would put
you could tell what Coach Boone was thinking a lot of times. It's like, wow.
I love the scene. I think it's the game after he found out that if he would lose, he would get fired.
Right.
And I love this. It showed his fear, and it was kind of funny when he's up on the roof of the parking lot. He's just throwing up.
Yeah,
like that just shows a lot right there. Like he's nervous, and it is kind of a little bit of comedic relief because it kind of just cuts to it abruptly. Yeah. That just shows a lot right there. Like so much is on the line. Your career, your legacy, your family is on the line.
Yeah,
he had more than just the game to win. If he lost, everybody lost.
Mm-hmm.
All those kids lost.
Yeah, his failure would reinforce those racial stereotypes.
Yes. So no pressure.
No pressure, but all the pressure.
Everything rode on that, and thankfully, Yost was far enough along that he could be there. Because if Yost wouldn't have been willing to change and grow, then this would have never happened. So he would have. I mean.
Yeah,
because they set Boone up to fail, and they Boone needed Yost just as much as Yost needed Boone.
Exactly. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say he sacrificed his Hall of Fame, his accolades, for Boone, because he could have lost one game, Boone would have been gone, and he would have been the head coach again, which boosted his accolades because they probably would have made it to the championship. But he stopped the referees from screwing over the game. Yeah.
And I love how he deals with that guy. He just walks right up to him and says, I know what you're doing. Call the game fair, or we're all going to prison.
Yeah. I was like, that was interesting. He had some dirt on him. He's like, I don't care if I go. I'll take you down with me.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that just, I don't know if it was the same game or not, but it brought to my mind at the end of one of the games where they're all, the teams walk by each other, they're walking hands.
Yeah.
And it's the coach that called Coach Boone a monkey.
Oh, a monkey. Yeah. So he pulls out a banana.
Hands it to him and doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful moment. Beautiful moment.
Throws him the banana.
These people like that just make me so damn angry. So I applaud Coach Boone for not punching the mother.
Yeah. Bigger man than me, let me tell you.
Definitely. So, folks, remember the Titans. Beautiful movie, phenomenal movie, well acted, well shot, well written. Just, I say, hell yes. You better remember the Titans.
Right.
Dalton, what's your take
on the movie?
Sell the movie.
It's if you're a sports fan, no matter what, it's just a good story. Take the sports out of it, it's a good story. You don't have to like football, you don't have to like sports.
It's a historical story.
It's a historical story. It's a true story. It teaches so much about, just trust, discipline, and then you have the whole just the racism storyline there. And I feel like in just today's society, it says a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at that and looking at, today, 2026, it just says a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I think this movie itself is a good lesson. Like, I felt like I was watching a history book is the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
And honestly, as somebody who grew up in that time, and Dave did as well, and we saw bits and pieces of this, for someone like you who didn't, yes, this is I could see how you look back on that, and it's like it's what's a memory for me is you're watching a history lesson. It's really wild and kind of like, and also sad that this movie is still has to be relevant.
And I kind of disagree that it's relevant to today. Not to get too political, but you know how I feel about what's going on today. I think most of it's manufactured, but that's me. It does happen. There's a lot of
racism, and that's not up for debate.
There's still a lot of crap out there, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as the internet lets you think, folks. Go live your life and be happy. Keep your friends. But as far as this movie is, I think this movie's probably one of the best written movies of this time period. Never having seen it before, this is the first time I've seen it. It's solid.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wasted in this movie. There's nothing that ever slowed down enough for me to go, you could have cut that part out.
No, there wasn't. It's boom,
really
boom, boom, boom.
You're lagging here. But no, this is a solid movie. And Denzel, I'd put Denzel Washington in anything, man.
Absolutely.
I can't think of a role that I was thinking about, like movies that have guys come in there, and you and I have talked about, like, why are you doing this? Why are you changing this character for no reason at all? Denzel Washington could be Professor Xavier. You drop him in the wheelchair, I'd buy it. I'd be like, okay, it's Denzel. I'm fine. I love Denzel Washington.
I haven't seen a whole lot of Denzel Washington movies. I just
You should.
I know I should. He's a fantastic actor. I just haven't seen that many.
Right.
So obviously when I think of Denzel, I think of Coach Boone. But based off this movie, I don't see him as anything else. Like, I buy it. He is that football coach. Now I know he's in the Equalizer and a bunch of other stuff I need to see.
He's done some phenomenal movies. And he's just one of those actors that just becomes the role. Yeah. Like you said, I buy Denzel on screen instantly as whatever character. So there is somebody who has really honed his craft to such a level. He's great. He's great.
Yeah. The guy
so you know you're in for something good on that. So, folks, old ass movie reviews and our good friend Dalton definitely recommend. Remember the Titans. Yeah.
He's be on camera.
He'll be somewhere on the screen. He's somewhere. He's over there. But yes, so thanks again, folks, for tuning in, listening to us ramble about a movie and wrestling and other things. So if you like our podcast, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, and we will catch you next week. Thanks again, Dalton. Appreciate you being on, man.